Salvador Alvarenga, a fisherman from El Salvador, became known for an extraordinary survival story. On 17 November 2012, Alvarenga set out from the fishing village of Costa Azul near Pijijiapan off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. The experienced sailor and fisherman wanted to complete a 30-hour shift of deep-sea fishing, during which he hoped to catch sharks, spearfish, and sailfish. As his usual fishing mate was unable to attend, he took the inexperienced 23-year-old Ezequiel Cordoba with him instead, whom he had not spoken to before and whose surname he did not know. Shortly after embarking, their boat, a 7-meter open-top fiberglass boat with a single outboard motor and a refrigerator-sized icebox for storing fish, was blown off course by a 5-day storm that damaged the motor and much of the portable electronics. Despite having caught almost 500 kilograms of fresh fish, the pair were forced to throw it overboard to make the boat maneuverable in the bad weather. Alvarenga managed to call his boss on a radio and ask for help before the device ran out of battery. With no sails, no rudder, no anchor, no lights, and no other means of contacting the shore, the boat began to drift across the open ocean. Much of the fishing equipment was also lost or damaged in the storm, leaving them with only a handful of basic supplies and little food. The search party organized by Alvarenga's employer found no trace of the missing men and gave up after 2 days because visibility was poor. As the days turned into weeks, the missing men learned to obtain their food from all kinds of sources. Alvarenga managed to catch fish, turtles, jellyfish, and seabirds with his bare hands, and the pair occasionally found scraps of food and plastic rubbish floating in the water. When possible, they collected drinking water from rainfall, but more often they were forced to drink turtle blood or their own urine. According to Alvarenga, about 4 months into the journey, Cordoba lost all hope after becoming sick from the raw food and eventually died of starvation because he refused to eat. Alvarenga said he contemplated suicide for 4 days after Cordoba's death, but his Christian faith prevented him from doing so. He said that Cordoba had made him promise not to eat his body after his death, so he had kept it on the ship. Sometimes he spoke to the corpse, and after 6 days he feared going mad and threw it overboard. Alvarenga reported that he saw numerous transoceanic container ships, but was unable to call for help. He measured time by counting the phases of the moon. After counting his 15th lunar cycle, he discovered land, a tiny deserted island that turned out to be a remote corner of the Marshall Islands. On 30th January 2014, after a total of 438 days and drifting over 10,000 kilometers, he left his boat and swam to the shore of Tile Islet, a small island belonging to the Aban Atoll. 2 locals, Emi Libokmedo and Russell Laikidrick, found him naked, holding a knife and screaming in Spanish. He was treated in a hospital in Majuro before he was able to return to his family in El Salvador on 10th February.